Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about 5 adult coloring book artists that I don't think get enough credit anymore. Some were popular, kind of fell off, but others aren't, have never really been popular or just not talked about enough. And so I thought it'd be fun to kind of show you a few of their books and kind of go over why I like them and why I think they should remain popular. So we're starting with number 5. Number 5 is Eriy. Now, she actually was popular back in the day. I know her books became a little scarce on Amazon, and that's probably one of the reasons it got harder. I lucked out and bought anywhere from 2 to 3 copies of each one, but I wanted to show you a few because how it started was she had her first tale book, then her second tale book, and then third tale, and then from there she kind of went off and did other themes. But these 3 alone are what made me fall in love with this artist. I still have her newer stuff as well. You can get them online via Etsy, and then some are still on Amazon, and I'll leave links in the description below. But her artwork is very unique. And like I said, she was popular back in the day. This is actually one of my spare copies, so that's why it's not colored in. Like I said, I bought 2 to 3 copies. When I first started coloring, she was one of the books I ended up getting after Janna Prosvirina. So second tale, just to give you an idea of some of the artwork here. Like I started that one, but this is an older one, so back before I knew how to blend, I marked that for something. But yeah, I mean, they're themed, they're seasonal, you can do them by season. And some people still color in these, but just not as much as they used to. There used to be tons of tutorials for these books. The third tale, fun fact, is my favorite one. I have 3 copies of this one. And of course I grabbed all the ones that are brand new, but that's not a big deal. Like I said, if there's ever a book I really love, and I recommend this, if there's a book you really love, buy multiple copies, just in case it goes away. Okay, number 4. Alright, number 4, again, these are all ranked in my opinion. We all have our different thoughts. Leila Duly. She has started to become popular again because she started to release her new books, so she has those larger ones. I have them, but I'm pulling out the book that never got a lot of love. Got a lot of love when it first came out. That was a long time ago. So this is a hardcover book. It's called The Flower Year. Great paper. It's literally broken up by months. So you can sit here and color to your heart's delight. I take my time in these books. I need to buy another copy. These little berries alone took forever. But what's nice is in the back, she has a whole thing so you can actually look up and color it correctly. So like I did this one a long time ago. I am going to put this back here because I don't want that to smudge. I did this full page spread a long time ago. I haven't colored in this as much as I should. But see, it's by month. Did this one. Actually, this is on my channel as a tutorial, in case you wanted to know. Long ago though, like we're talking 3 or 4 years. But yeah, I definitely need to get back into this. Sorry if you hear rumbling. We have snow plows. Okay, number 3, Janna Prosvirina. So a lot of my Janna Prosvirina books I have went and exchanged for her PDF editions. However, you can get all of her books on Amazon as well. This is just one as an example. It's one of her newer ones, Fancy Hats. This is the line art. You can get them in line art or grayscale. I love how she has the mini pictures in the back with the names of them. And then this is all hats, if you couldn't tell by the title. These are really fun. Her grayscale editions are fun as well. I destashed most of my hard copies and went for PDFs. I have a PDF of this one as well. But yeah, you don't see a ton of people. She has her fan club for sure. But you just don't see a ton of people coloring Janna Prosvirina. I know one of the reasons is because her books are Amazon Create Space, unlike these other ones I've been showing you, so that does kind of hinder people's interest. But you can, I'll leave a link to her Etsy as well. you can go to her Etsy and buy the PDF editions. And then that's what I did. I printed them on paper I liked. But she's a really talented artist. Love her grayscale, even her line art. I just feel like she doesn't get enough love. All right. Now this may surprise you because number 2 involves my favorite book ever. Always at the top of my list. However, I don't feel she is the number 1 neglected. Okay, so Maggie Enterrios. If you've watched my channel long enough, anytime I do my favorite books, guess which book is always in there? This bad boy here. In fact, I'm actually working on a page right now in it. This is my second copy. My first copy I'm coloring cover to cover, so not skipping a page. This one I've already colored in the other copy. I just wanted to redo it. It's signed. She sent this to me in 2021. But then she also has her second book. So this is a Paradise one. I've got 2 copies of this as well. One she sent to me, one I bought on my own. She's actually super sweet. Very nice woman. Sent me signed copies. I was like super giddy because her books are my favorite. So her books are my favorite, but the reason she's listed as number 2 is because she still is used every now and then, but not as much as other coloring book artists. So, I mean, you'd be surprised how many people don't know about this artist. And I'm like, what? How do you not know? Great paper. It is a soft cover, but great paper. And it's, I mean, they're amazing books. Beautiful artwork. Okay, so what would be number 1 then if it's not my favorite artist? Just because they're my favorite artist doesn't mean they're underrated. Poor Denyse Klette. Can we talk about this woman? She is talented. She's funny. She's quirky. Her art cracks me up. Literally cracks me up. I giggle. And yet, you don't see a ton of people coloring her books. So I was like, you know what? This woman needs some love. Now, I know her earlier works, example, these 2 turned a lot of people off, which is then why one of her other books, which made her sort of popular, didn't make her as popular as she deserved because of these 2 bad boys. Fairies in Dreamland, I still have it. It is a pain in the butt to color because it is so, I mean, look at all that detail. Everything is tiny, full of detail, and it's very Zen-doodly too, so I get it, but it's great paper. Single-sided, so you can use markers. General ink tends to do great. I have to really be in the mood to tackle this book specifically. It gives me a headache looking at it. Mermaids in Paradise was a little bit more open, right? But still, there was times where you're like, see, I colored this one, and I did well with a watercolor background. These ones are fun because they're very open. Like, look at this background potential. You could do a whole night sky. Ooh, Aurora Borealis. I just thought of that. Now, the birds. The birds are what made me love this woman. Her birds have personality. And you'll see what I mean. But, I mean, they pop up in all of her books. And, like, just, yeah. So the mermaid one came out after, and it wasn't as hard as the fairy one to digest. Like, I mean, look at this. You could do a ton with that for the background. Single-sided is good when you want to do a distress ink background such as this. But yeah, I mean, awesome artwork. It's pretty easy in this one compared to fairies. But yeah, highly underrated. But the book that got me hooked was this one, Gnomes in the Neighborhood. This is where I was like, okay, this chick is good. I actually bought this and then went back to the other old 2. So I like this book, Gnomes in the Neighborhood. It's really fun and quirky. It incorporates, that's what she does, she incorporates characters from all her old books. So you'll see fairies and mermaids in here, and the birds. Like I said, the birds are what crack me up. Her stuff is just funny. I don't know, it's quirky, it's unique. There's no one out there that you can be like, oh, I've seen there, been there, done that. Whereas some of these others, you're like, oh, I've seen those flowers. And of course, the work by Eriy is very unique. I've never seen anyone try to replicate that. But this one's fun, right? Yes, I haven't colored in it in a ton, but that doesn't mean I don't like it. In fact, I colored a page here, I think on a whip and chat. I never could decide on the background. I was left there to just sit. I did this one as well. I think I did this as tutorial, whip and chat? I don't know. It's on there somewhere. But yeah, super funny. Now, I had to get this one from her because it was birds in the forest. And like I said, the birds crack me up. And so she devoted a whole book. And it's because I'm not the only one that found the birds funny. I found the birds hilarious. So like, it's a whole thing with her birds and their wacky, quirky little personality. I meant to do this one over Christmas and I forgot. I got so busy this year. I haven't colored in this one yet, but still great paper, single-sided. Now her brand new one, Goblins, is, I did a flip through on my channel so you can watch that. But what's funny about the Goblins one is it incorporates the birds, mermaids, fairies, and gnomes, because she does that with every book. She brings them all back into the next books. So it's kind of funny, like, see, the gnomes are in the bird book. I swear there was a mermaid somewhere. And a fairy. They hide in here, but like I said, she incorporates them. Oh, see, there's the fairy. So she brings, like, her old characters back. It's almost like, I don't know, you kind of appreciate the fact that your favorites come back. So, I feel poor Denyse Klette does not get enough love. There are people who are big fans of hers, and I know these two books turned a lot of people off, but still, you should try one. And if you try one out of all of her books, I recommend going with The Gnomes in the Neighborhood, because that's what got me hooked, and quite a few people love that. So yes, Denyse Klette, I feel, is the most unrecognized, or just doesn't get enough love. That's a better way to put it. Second would be Maggie Enterrios and her gorgeous flower books. Janna Prosvirina, because this woman needs some love. She's talented. Leila Duly, also incredibly talented. And then Eriy, who is popular, or was popular, but you just don't see her colored much anymore. And like I said, it's mainly because getting a hold of her books is getting harder, but she hasn't stopped releasing books. She's still coming out with new ones. It's just in the adult coloring community, you don't see her as frequently as Johanna Basford or Hannah Carlson or, you know, any of those. So, not to say I don't like those. The point of this video is just, in my opinion, these 5 artists don't get as much love and airtime, and I'm even guilty of it. I don't color in them as often. My Eriy books have been neglected. Janna Prosvirina, I probably do one every other month. These ones here, I've neglected myself too. But I'd love to know which coloring book artists you kind of feel don't get as much love, or you feel deserve more attention because they're amazing and maybe people just don't know about it. I was actually shocked. I had done a video on, a lot of people said they didn't even know about this artist. And I was like, wait, what? We must fix this. So that's another thing. Sometimes you don't know about them because you don't see them enough. So I'd love to know what yours are, or any artists that you feel need some more love. Put them in the comments below so that we can all check them out. That would help, and maybe they'll get more love. And until next time, take care. Bye now.